One of the biggest reasons for the success of the Neurodiversity in Business Conference this year has again been just the thought leadership that we've had from the community. That's why I'm thrilled to have Genius Within here and their CEO, Jacqui. So tell us about, the workshop earlier, because it was standing room only.
Oh, it was amazing. So yeah, I completely agree. It's been wall to wall, fantastic content. I mean, every time I've walked into a room, every panel, there's been some really great pieces of advice and feedback from the community. We were running a workshop earlier on, and to be honest, me and Nancy were a little bit worried that it was going to be empty, but absolutely filled. There was sitting on the floor, there was standing room only at the back. It was utterly amazing. Loads of questions. The level of engagement this year from everybody, the questions, the wanting the practical information really has gone up a gear
Right.
from the participants and the delegates. And I just think it's been such a valuable event, both for us to learn from the community, and we hope from what we've been able to share to them as well today.
Yeah, well, I've definitely seen that. And I think the feedback I've been hearing from the corporate membership of Neurodiversity in Business is they're really interested in the Genius Finder. So tell us what you covered in your work.
Yeah, it was great actually. So the Genius Finder has really been a culmination of a lifetime of work, taking what we do best, which is our coaching work, and putting that into a platform, providing a psychometric questionnaire, really supporting the individual to understand what they're great at and where they might perhaps struggle, and then really fusing that with tried and tested strategies that they can put into place immediately at no cost, no change of policy, nothing else needed, straight away. And the organisation can understand what that means for them from a augmented anonymous data view, which everybody absolutely loved. It was that kind of combination of empowering the individual, but also giving amazing data insight to the organisation that really seemed to set the room alight. And we got just a ton of questions. So it was an amazing session, and felt really, really collaborative and very positive from both sides.
Well, I had to force my way through the door to get in, and I'm glad that I did do. And final question is, what's an emergent trend you're seeing in our ecosystem that you think others in the community should be aware of for the rest of 25?
That's a great question. And I think we don't operate in neurodiversity in isolation. Inclusion as an entire area is undergoing a bit of pressure. And I think you opened this morning having that conversation with Nancy and others on the stage. And I think what we're seeing is the move and the change of language. So instead of asking for reasonable adjustments, instead we were moving the conversation onto performance and productivity. And if we can make that swing, if we can turn our attention into what happens when we're enabled to work at our best, what happens when the barriers are removed, actually the benefits for the individual and the organisations are immense. And I think that is the direction of travel we're going on. That is the type of conversation that's happening at corporate levels and in the organisations that we support and in the community. And actually that's something that we really want to get behind. If I was going to look forward 5 years in the UK and say, what does neuro inclusion look like? I'd say we don't need this conference anymore, because actually we're all included anyway. We've actually made it an environment where we're no longer needed. We don't need events like this, because actually businesses have become systemic in their inclusion, and everybody gets what they need to work at their best. And we've removed the barriers, and we have an incredibly productive and fantastic organized set of organizations that are delivering for them and for the individuals that they employ. If I was asking myself questions today, the big area really is what's happening to inclusion? Are we progressing or are we regressing? There's a lot of pressure in the world at the moment on people that are minoritized for lots of different reasons. And it is really difficult to be part of a individual community and to feel positive and emboldened. But I think there's plenty of reasons to be that way. And certainly from the work that we're doing with organisations in the UK and across the world, I think there is plenty that can be done very easily, and with the will of both organisations and the individuals to make a really impactful difference to people on a day-to-day basis and really raise the bar for inclusion for everyone. So we've been at the NIB Conference 2025. and it has been amazing. The stand for Genius Within has been really busy. And if I was to sum up today in one word, I would say informative.
Great. Well, we're hearing that firsthand. And, thanks for helping to make the Neurodiversity in Business conference such a success again.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having us.